Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
All right, looks like this could actually be any Hunter deck. I want to say it's mid-range because Lotheb, but I've also seen Lotheb in hybrid and aggro sometimes, so
yeah,
it's kind of a tough pick. However, at the top there for the University of Washington, this looks maybe on more on the aggressive side, just based on the Glaive-Zuka alone.
Yep. And both these teams are still undefeated. So coming into this match, they're both 6-0. Both looking for that undefeated season to get the top seeding going into the playoffs, which matters a lot because it means you'll be facing one of the lower ranked opponents in that first round, or maybe even get a bye altogether. So a really important match for these guys who are still both undefeated.
So they seem to be discussing strategy about, you know, the mulligan and whatnot. It's kind of interesting to see these guys talk to each other because when you're playing Hearthstone alone, you have nothing but yourself to talk to. And and there's like a gap, especially for the mulligan, I think. It's a really big deal to just get it right because I think a lot of the win rate depends on whether or not you pick or throw away the essential cards.
Yeah, I talk to my cat when I do my mulligans.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's enough to just feel like you've got a presence, you know, throwing back information at you, and the cat definitely is a great source of knowledge.
Then he just bites me.
Oh, well, that doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
Down Leok.
He's a jerk. Yeah, this is looks like hybrid hunter for the side of Oregon, judging by the Glaive-Zuka. But you know, some mid-range hunters do put Glaive-Zuka in the deck. It's a really valuable card for 2 mana, especially if you can get board presence early on.
Yeah, but on its own, it's good enough, right?
Yeah. I think the Abusive Sergeant is the biggest giveaway there. A lot of times that's not a 1-drop you can fit in if you're playing hybrid.
Oh, there's two of them. Yeah. Definitely not. Well, we'll see, though, because it feels like both players are getting a pretty aggressive start. University of Washington here decided to hold on to the Leper Gnome just to get it out on the board with the Knife Juggler, maybe get that 50% to maybe just shoot the Abusive Sergeant.
Sure, I'd go for it right now.
I like it. Or I guess Mad Scientist is also justifiable. We'll see.
The thing is, you also have to worry about your curve when you're playing Phase Hunter because it's not just about playing a bunch of creatures and going phase. It's about utilizing your damage in an efficient way, fitting in hero powers, and making sure that you, at the end of the game, you did exactly enough damage and used exactly enough cards.
Right. I mean, the extra 2 damage matters quite a bit. And that's I think the measure of a, well, I can't believe I'm going to say that, but the measure of a skilled Phase Hunter is that they weave in as many hero powers as possible for them.
Yeah. So this turn I was going to say maybe just playing the Mad Scientist and then holding and just trading in would have been a better play, because then they curve into 4 mana, which makes it more flexible. They can Knife Juggler plus play a trap, or Knife Juggler plus play a 2-drop. So they decided to go for the Mad Scientist in the coin Leper Gnome, which is a little bit interesting, but it still gives them a Knife Juggler for something like Knife Juggler Unleash if they draw the Unleash, which could be a big swing in the mirror matchup. And Oregon's going to think about it here for a bit. And 2 weapons in the hand early on is a pretty big deal when you're playing against another hunter because you can't afford to have clunky turns.
I mean, in this case, I feel like Oregon probably should try to get, again, you know, that maximized hero power value. And the only thing you could do is probably like Leper Gnome hero power and kill maybe the Mad Scientist with your weapon. But you're surrendering the initiative by doing so. Just a little bit. Not that much, but enough maybe that will matter in the long term.
Yeah, and looks like they are going to fit in that hero power. There's really no other way to spend that extra 2 mana besides hero power in this turn. So this is one of those turns where it's pretty like a clear usage. And, you know, just pushing that face damage, realizing that they're probably not going to get control of the board ever in this game because they don't have the initiative.
Yeah.
So they're really just going to try and outrace. They're still at 30 health.
Yeah, they do have the Unleash Abusive on 4 if they want, and then Eaglehorn Bow on 5 with their hero power. So they're able to push a lot of damage, assuming they lose the board. And that's kind of what they're probably banking on. But that's kind of a roadblock.
I'd say so.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, they're punching face. That's a slight mistake, I feel. But we'll see. That allows them to trade into Misha, which they otherwise couldn't do.
Yeah. We have the perfect information,
of
so
course,
it's easier for us. It's easier for us to see that. Oh wow!
What a mistake!
Yeah, noobs.
Yeah,
but
what are you doing?
From their perspective,
it's fine.
If they're thinking the hand could be like Arcane Golem
with double quick shot.
Yeah, something like that. In which case, hey, their play is fantastic.
Right. All right, so I mean, they're still sort of ahead. I mean, the University of Oregon, but I feel like Washington could definitely pull that off. The Explosive Trap is essentially going to wipe the board, and as long as they're trying to press for damage, that's going to be enough, right? You Explosive Trap, you Hero Power, then If you have another trap, then the scientist will give it to you. If you want, you can definitely just trade away the scientist to get the first trap out of the way from your deck, and then a second one later on.
Yeah. And using the trap first, if you have 2 traps, guarantees that you get the second trap. And they do actually have 2.
Wow.
So see what
trap?
the second one is. I would assume snake trap. Usually aggressive hunters, if they do run 2, it's explosive and snake.
Yeah.
At least the couple players that played this type of hunter in the World Championships, which has happened over the past couple weeks, did play one explosive, 1 snake.
It's very aggressive. It's punishing your opponent for either attacking you or your minions, so they have to really figure out...
Punished.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Freezing Trap will punish you no matter what you attack. But in this case, you have to like choose which one of those will be the most threatening. They both deal damage. You know, snakes will be a problem.
Freezing Trap, I feel, has become weaker just because of the popularity of Secret Paladin.
Yeah, the 1/1s.
Yeah, they can just throw in a 1/1 and you know, play it again. And
for 3 mana, they don't even mind it because they've got nothing to play half the time.
Sure, yeah. It gives them higher mana utilization. They let their cards go further than your cards, which, you know, is a pretty big deal. And so one of those ends up being explosive. We'll see what the second one is, potentially.
What if it's bear? And it is not.
It's not. So, has to be snake, right?
I assume so. It could be, yeah. I mean, it could be freezing, assuming, because he played explosive first, which means freezing came afterwards. The hounds died and the freezing did not trigger.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of damage coming from the University of Washington here. And they might be able to seal the game faster than Oregon, just based on the minion presence on the board.
Ooh. Okay, so they have to count their damage here. Shredder gives them additional hero power, but Jaime gives them a chance to kill command next turn if the full thing survives.
So if they attack face, then explosive trap triggers, so they're down to 12. And with 5 on board plus 2, that's 7, so they're effectively on 5 health right now. If they just go face now and play Jaime.
Yeah.
So they
do they have lethal next turn? They put him down to 9. Yeah, that would be lethal by far.
Yeah.
Can they have lethal without playing the Jaime by hero? I guess it doesn't really matter.
I mean, if there's a freezing trap, they don't have lethal with Jaime.
Yeah.
So it's all about whether or not you think the 2 damage from the hero power is more relevant.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe in this case it would be, but does the 5 damage from kill command, you know, does it have high value? I think it might for them.
Yeah.
Because effectively you're losing 2 damage on kill command by playing the Pilot Shredder, but you're also gaining 2 by hero powering initially, so
yeah,
it kind of makes up for it.
So let's see the draw here from University of Washington. If they just have to get Oregon down to 2 health.
Wait, that is kill command unleash. That is 1
But
knife.
it's only 1 hound, so it's 6 damage with the hound, 7 if juggle hits face, maximum damage of 12. They could put him at 2 if the juggle hits face.
An explosive trap would then basically kill them, but they could, if the juggle doesn't hit face, they can always kill command the Jaime if they think that's relevant ever.
Yeah.
But there's a freezing trap is my guess, right? That's tough.
I think it might be snake.
Well, there's 2 traps.
Yeah.
They played the second
one,
explosive,
yeah. Juggle goes into the Jaime.
In the Jaime, of course.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll survive.
I won't.
Kill command to face, like a real hunter.
Well, if they kill command face, they die.
It says kill. No, they have a freezing trap. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
You don't believe it?
It's not snipe. We know that.
All right, looks like kill command on the Jaime. So they will just play a slower game. And while they have explosive trap, they're still fine, right? Because it's going to kill the hyenas, which can just go through. Unless you pick up something like a Houndmaster.
Yeah.
And now, this really is a tricky decision.
But the awkward thing is if it's snake,
then you still
they can't even trade.
Right.
So they don't really want to trade because then they get juggled. And they don't really want to go face because then they just lose their hyenas. They don't want to leave up the board because that board's scary. And they're dead next turn if they leave up the board. It's a lose-lose-lose situation.
What they need to do is play the Shredder.
Yeah.
Get it to pop and spawn Unstable Ghoul.
Sure.
You don't like it?
Sounds easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. No beanie in the world can get Oregon out of this situation.
I don't get it.
Because they're wearing beanies.
Oh.
2 of them.
Oh, wow. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
No, the other one's... Is he wearing a beanie on the right? I thought it was a hat.
It's a beanie.
Oh. I'm disappointed. That's like Red Bull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those juggles were pretty good. None of them hit face. So right now, there's no lethal looming.
Yeah.
I mean, it does add up to lethal eventually with Explosive Trap, but it's not there yet. Oh, that's it. I think so. That's giving them the extra damage they needed to seal this.
Yeah. Sorry for a little bit of confusion there at the end. We actually had to swap. The teams were mixed up the whole game. So University of Oregon was actually on the top, but we switched them now. And University of Washington was actually on the bottom, but we switched them. So now the perspectives are correct.
And the beanies are saving them.
The beanies were saving them
did
after
save
all.
them. You're a liar, TJ.
Yeah.